Have you ever considered the profound impact of a single thought, especially if it's one you can't seem to shake off? That's the reality for millions of people living with obsessive-compulsive disorder, more commonly known as OCD. OCD is a mental health condition that traps people in a cycle of repeated thoughts, actions, or sensations, otherwise known as obsessions and compulsions. These obsessions can be anything from a fear of germs or contamination to unwanted thoughts involving harm or loss. Even though individuals with OCD often realize that their thoughts are irrational, they still feel driven to perform compulsive acts to ease their stress or anxiety. These compulsions, on the other hand, are the behaviors that the person with OCD feels compelled to do over and over again. This could be something like excessive hand washing, counting, checking on things, or cleaning. These behaviors are aimed at preventing or reducing anxiety related to the individual's obsessions. However, the relief is usually temporary, and the cycle of obsessions and compulsions begins again. It's important to understand that OCD is not a character flaw or a sign of weakness. It's a neurobiological disorder, which means it's related to the way the brain functions and sends signals. People don't choose to have OCD any more than they choose to have asthma or diabetes. It's not something that can be overcome simply by toughening up or being more disciplined. What's more, OCD can significantly interfere with a person's daily activities and social interactions. It can consume hours of a person's day, causing severe emotional distress and even leading to depression or other mental health conditions. It can get in the way of work, school, and personal relationships, making it a truly debilitating condition. So OCD is not just about liking things organized or being a clean freak. It's a serious mental health issue that can disrupt an individual's life. And it's high time we start recognizing it for the significant challenge it poses, and not just a quirk or habit that's easily dismissed. Now that we understand what OCD is, how does it affect those who live with it? Obsessive-compulsive disorder, or OCD, is far more than a quirky need for order or cleanliness. It's a complex mental health condition that can deeply impact those who live with it in myriad ways. One of the most profound effects is the high levels of anxiety that OCD can cause. This is because the obsessions, those persistent, unwanted thoughts and fears, can trigger intense distress. Imagine constantly being plagued by intrusive thoughts that you just can't shake off, no matter how hard you try. It's like having an unending loop of worry and fear playing in your mind, causing a level of anxiety that can be downright debilitating. Moreover, the compulsions, or the repetitive behaviors that individuals with OCD feel compelled to perform, can seriously disrupt daily routines. Imagine feeling the uncontrollable urge to check if the stove is off 20 times before leaving the house, or wash your hands until they're raw and chapped. These compulsions can be so time-consuming that they interfere with normal life, making it difficult to go to work, school, or even social events. And then there's the impact on relationships. The time, energy, and mental space that OCD takes up can strain relationships with family, friends, and partners. It can be hard for loved ones to understand why a person with OCD can't just stop worrying or quit the rituals. This lack of understanding can lead to tension, frustration, and feelings of isolation for the person with OCD. Perhaps one of the most damaging aspects of OCD is the stigma associated with it. All too often, people with OCD face misunderstanding and judgment, which can be a barrier to seeking help. They may feel ashamed of their obsessions and compulsions, fearing ridicule or rejection if they reveal their struggles. While OCD can be challenging and disruptive, understanding it is the first step towards managing it effectively. Through awareness, empathy, and professional help, those with OCD can lead fulfilling lives, and the shadows cast by their obsessions and compulsions can be made a little less daunting.